10 Important Events in English Language Learner Education History by Kaylee Hoffman. (1964) The Civil Rights Act, Title VI. This act made it illegal to discriminate based on race, color, or national origin in all federally mandated educational programs. (1968) Bilingual Education Act, Title VII. This act put into motion a federal policy for bilingual education for language minority students that might be at a disadvantage. It allocated funding for programs that would increase opportunities for English language learner learning. It recognized the educational disadvantages that English language learners might face. (1971) The United States of America versus the State of Texas. This case called for the desegregation of school districts in Texas. The San Felipe and Del Rio school districts were under question over whether or not they were providing Mexican American students with equal education opportunities. This lawsuit resulted in the court order Civil Action 5281, which called for no discrimination on grounds of race, color, or national origin in Texas public schools. (1974) Lau versus Nichols. This lawsuit was made by Chinese parents, and it led to the ruling that identical education is not equal education under Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It enforced schools to take action to overcome barriers that non-English speaking students might face. (1978) Amendments to Title VII. These amendments emphasized the transitional nature of instruction for native languages. It made English proficient (LEP) students eligible for the programs and allowed English-speaking students to enroll in bilingual programs. (1982) Amendments to Title VII. These amendments permitted some native language preservation. They provided funding for LEP programs for children with special needs. They supported literacy programs for families learning English, and they stressed the importance of proper teacher training. 1982, Plyler versus Doe. This case ruled that the state cannot deny free public education to undocumented immigrant children. (1988) Amendments to Title VII. These amendments increased funding to state-mandated education agencies. They allowed more funding for alternative programs where only English was spoken. They initiated a 3-year maximum for participation in Title VII, and they created programs for professional teacher/administration training. (1994) Reconfiguration of Title VII. This augmented professional developmental programs. It expanded attention to instruction for language maintenance and foreign languages. They improved exploration and assessment at both the state and local level. They provided more funding for immigrant education and allowed participation for select private school students. (2001) The No Child Left Behind Act, also known as NCLB. This act was the reauthorization of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965. It allocated funding to improve English proficient students' education by helping children to learn English and to prepare them to meet state academic student achievement standards. Citation: